Storage is one of the most crucial unit operation for any industry. It is defined as the marketing function that involves holding goods between the time of their production and their final sale. Majority of the chemical industries have their requirements and production capacities in tons or in kiloliters. Storage deals with proper arrangement and management of these goods in perfect state without degrading their properties and quality, till needed by the manufacturers and the ultimate consumer. Most of industrial activities imply to storage of materials and chemicals, whose use exposes human beings and environment to a risk, due to their intrinsically hazardous properties like flammability, explosivity, acute and chronic toxicity, carcinogenicity, mutagenicity, teratogenicity, aquatic toxicity, biodegradability, persistence in the environment, reactivity and stability, etc. Even a small defect or carelessness in storage can cause serious hazards. A recent example is the blast in Beirut. Let's look what exactly happened in Beirut. A large explosion shook Lebanon's capital Beirut on the 4th of August. Thick smoke was seen rising over the city with buildings getting damaged. The source of the explosion was a fire at a warehouse near the port in Beirut. The blast was so massive that it took more than 190 lives and injured more than 6,500 people. It sent seismic shock waves that shattered windows, smashed masonry, and shook the ground across Lebanese capital. The seismic waves, equivalent to 3.3 Richter scale, had impacted as far away as 10 kilometers. Residents heard blast even from 150 kilometers away on the Mediterranean island of Cyprus. The blast carved out land mass from the mainland and left behind water-filled crater of radius 70 meters. The blast was caused by 2,750 tons of ammonium nitrate, which had been stored at the docks without any precautionary measures since 2013. The explosion had released a large cloud of red-brown smoke and a large white mushroom cloud. These indicate that along with water the gases released were white ammonium nitrate fumes and toxic red-brown nitrous oxide. Ammonium nitrate is an industrial chemical, commonly used in fertilizer and is an explosive for quarrying and mining. It is a white crystalline hygroscopic solid and is highly soluble in water. Pure ammonium nitrate is not an explosive on its own. It is classified as an oxidizer, grade 5.1 under the United Nations classification of dangerous goods. If mixed with ingredients like fuel or some other contaminants, or because of some other external factors, it can be very explosive. A large quantity of ammonium nitrate exposed to intense heat can trigger an explosion. Storing the chemical near large fuel tanks, in bulk in large quantities and in a poorly ventilated facility could cause a massive blast. These are some of the world's deadliest industrial accidents caused by ammonium nitrate explosions. In 1947, a fire detonated around 2,300 tons of the chemical aboard a vessel in the U.S. port of Texas City, causing a tidal wave. At least 567 people were killed, and more than 5,000 injured. In Toulouse, France in 2001, an explosion at an ammonium nitrate depot killed 31 and injured 2,500. Ammonium nitrate stored at a Texas fertilizer plant detonated in an explosion that killed 14 and injured about 200 in 2013. In Bharat, for the manufacture of ammonium nitrate, an industrial license is required under the Industrial Development and Regulation Act 1951. A license under the Ammonium Nitrate Rules 2012 is also required for any activity related to ammonium nitrate. The rules also make storage of ammonium nitrate in large quantities in populated areas illegal in India. If a single chemical can cause such a devastation, so think about the end numbers of chemicals that are involved in a chemical industry and just think what will happen if they are not properly stored or handled. For handling and storage, rules must be followed strictly. 1. Care should be taken that all the containers should be labeled and packed properly. 2. Corrosive chemicals should be stored in corrosion-resistant chambers. 3. Some chemicals, especially concentrated acids, produce a lot of fumes on exposing to the atmosphere, and therefore it is advisable to handle these inside a fume hood. 4. Flammable solvent like benzene, alcohol, ether, carbon disulfide should be stored at places where temperatures are closely monitored. 5. Some of organic solvents, because of their high volatility, build up a pressure in the containers, hence should be cooled in ice and then opened. The Safety and Inventory Department have the responsibilities of storage and proper handling of hazardous materials.